Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome. This is Sensual Patience and I am Patience. In today's video, we are continuing a series that we've been doing now for a while. We are talking about the most affordable countries to live in, or the cheapest countries to live in this time of recession, in this time of everything being expensive. A lot of people are looking for different alternatives, and even just people who just want to live abroad. You don't want it to empty out your bank account, but you want to live abroad for a longer period of time than just a vacation. So these are some of the most affordable countries to live in. Check out the other videos in this series. We've done the most expensive countries to live in, the most expensive cities in the world, the most expensive cities in the United States, the most expensive states, the most affordable states, and a bunch of others. So make sure to check it out. But without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this list. But remember, first, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, let's start. Number one is Vietnam. So I'm going to link my source in the description as well. But also we're going to read a little bit about maybe why it's so affordable, right? So we want to know a little bit about the place. But number one is Vietnam. For those wanting to live and work in an exotic place but not pay a fortune, Vietnam is any budget traveler's dream. It is one of the best and cheapest countries to live in, although Vietnam is a bit of an insider trip. When it comes to cheap countries in which to live and travel, there is plenty to see and do. Vietnam has stunning landscape to explore, delicious local cuisines for foodies, and also somewhat of an adventure travel destination, and I believe it. Speaking about the cost of living, it says as most countries, the cost of living in Vietnam depends on the city and region in which you choose to spend your time in. Cities like Ho Chi Minh, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, of course more expensive than rural locations, but the pay is also higher. A small apartment can be rented for around $250 a month, while eating can cost $1 to $3 per meal if you stick to local restaurants and street foods, and around $10 for Western style restaurants, which is still affordable. Transportation is very cheap, with local transport around 30 cents for in a taxi from about 50 cents per kilometers. Oh, I remember kilometers. I forget, like the US is only using miles, but everybody else uses kilometers. But yes, that seems affordable. So Vietnam seems to be a good place to travel to if you want to live long term as well. You can try Vietnam, but let's move on to number 9, which is Costa Rica. Costa Rica is probably the most popular country in Central America, and for a very good reason, not just because it is one of the top 10 cheapest countries to live in. Lush jungles, tropical beaches, and friendly locals will make you fall in love with this country and its pura vida vibe immediately. And you also don't need to go broke to visit Costa Rica. It is one of the cheapest countries to live in for the Americas. Bargain flights from the US can also be found easily, although Costa Rica is more expensive than other countries in the region such as Guatemala and Nicaragua. Salaries also tend to be higher, which makes up for the difference. Speaking about the cost of living, it says a local restaurant will cost about $3 to $6. Rent runs from $300 to $800 per month depending on the size and where you live, and local transportation is about 70 cents per trip. So still very affordable. Number 3 is Bulgaria, which says you might be surprised to find Bulgaria to be on our list of cheapest countries to live in and work. If you would love to work and live abroad in Europe and are put up the higher price tags, of course, for countries such as like Italy and France, turn your gaze to Eastern Europe. Bulgaria is one of the cheapest countries in Europe to live and quickly becoming a favorite among travelers, so you're not going to be alone. And modest budgets could allow you to live like a king in Bulgaria, and the country's central location is perfect to explore other regions such as Greece, Turkey, and Romania. Bulgaria has such a rich and vibrant history dating back over 8,000 years, so you can go on all the tours you want to, and there's plenty to explore in your time off. So it says the cost of living to rent a 1-bedroom apartment starts about $230 a month, and the meal will set you back only about $5 per meal, and the trip on public public transportation is about $1. So number 4 is Mexico, and it says Viva Mexico. Why travel further than you need to when Mexico is literally a hop away? And for me, it's literally a hop away in Texas. A cheap flight away from most Americans and Canadians, Mexico has something to offer for everyone. Think Muyan, ruins in the jungle, turquoise Caribbean waters, and laid-back beaches in all the towns on the Pacific Ocean. And have we mentioned the street food yet? From tacos to tamales. It says the food isn't the only drool-worthy thing about Mexico. It is super cheap if you avoid tourist trips to like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and opt for more local destinations like Merida. Living costs can be a fraction of what is in that of Western countries. For the cost of living, a one-bedroom apartment will cost anywhere from $200 to $500. A meal will set you back about $1, and public transportation starts at about $6 for local prices, and that's monthly. $6 monthly. Number 5 is going to Africa, which is South Africa. It says, do you really want to work and live abroad but worry about getting lost in translation? Worry no more, because there are some places that, like South Africa, which is possibly the cheapest English speaking country to live abroad. Not only do you get by without having to go to a language school, but most South African cities also have a high standard of living similar to that of Western countries, which will make it much easier transition. This makes it a strong contender as the cheapest English speaking country to live in. And also it says that if that's not enough, then Africa's most southern country is also one of the most culturally and naturally diverse on the planet. From safaris to whale watching, river rafting to zip lining, you would definitely not get bored in South Africa. Speaking about the cost of living, it says that you can rent a one-bedroom apartment for about $350 to $500 per month. A domestic bill will set you back around $1.70, and a meal at a local restaurant is about $8. Not bad. Number 6 is China. It says it might not be your typical work abroad destination, but working in China can be very affordable and very lucrative at the same time. Salaries here are higher than many other Asian countries, and the economy is booming, which means that there's plenty of jobs to choose from. Of course, the big cities like Shanghai and Beijing will come at a much higher price tag, but salaries will also be significantly higher. China is an incredible country and has many opportunities to explore and to do travel abroad programs. Speaking about the cost of living, it says of course, it can be affordable if you skip the big cities. Renting a one-bedroom apartment would be about $300 a month. A meal at a local restaurant would be about $3 per meal. Not bad. Number 7 is South Korea. South Korea isn't the cheapest country in which to work and live, but it made the list because of salaries are very competitive, and programs often include free accommodation, which reduces the cost of living significantly. Teaching English is an obvious work of choice, as South Korea has made a name for itself for being one of the best destinations in the world to live and work when teaching English. Korea's modern cities rival those of US and other European countries, with stunning countryside as well as being diverse. It says it's diverse. The food is incredible and people are friendly, making it a great destination to work, save money, and travel. For the cost of living, it says that while higher than many Southeastern Asian countries, Korea is still very affordable, with rents of a one-bedroom apartment starting about $375 a month and a restaurant meal about $6. Number 8 is Thailand. No list of the cheapest and best countries to live in the world is complete without the mention of Thailand. Even before the movie The Beach, travelers all around the world had fallen in love with the country of smiles. Living costs are incredibly low here, even in big cities. Beach resorts tend to be slightly more expensive, but are still cheap compared to other beach resorts around the world. Crystal clear waters and fascinating culture with incredibly tasty food. Thailand is a perfect place to work and live. To top it off, Thailand is also among the cheapest and safest places to live in the world. It is possible to live perfectly well on $600 in a big city. More example of that would be that you can find street meals for about $1 per meal. Rents can be as low as $150 per month for your own studio in a Western style complex. A ride on public transportation is about 30 cents. So it is very affordable. Number 9, Peru. If you are ever after a once in a lifetime adventure on a budget, Peru might be the perfect country for you. Bonus is that it is one of the cheapest to live and work. Ranked as one of the cheapest countries in the world, your dollar will stretch farther than a lot of other countries. Of course, there's so much to do, including hiking, visiting Machu Picchu, and other lesser known gems around. Living and working in Peru will give you plenty of time to explore the Inca kingdom and also the sand dunes of Inca to the Amazon rainforest. Speaking about the cost of living, it says that to rent a 1-bedroom apartment is about $250. A meal in the local market will cost about $1 to $3. Fantastic. And number 10 is Poland. It says, if your heart is set on working and living in one of the cheapest European countries, Poland is another fantastic option. It is affordable. It is a much lesser known neighbor of Germany. Poland is slowly becoming a hotspot for international travelers and expats. Big cities such as Warsaw is very modern and have all the Western amenities you would need, but at half the price you're getting in Germany. Teaching is an option, but there are also a whole set of professions and jobs that would give you a good opportunity to live and get a good paying job. In particular, EU citizens will find Poland to be a destination of interest because you don't need a visa and you can just travel to that country. For the cost of living, it says to rent a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's about $350 per month, and an inexpensive meal at a restaurant will be about $5. And with that, these are the top 10 cheapest countries to live and work in. And this is very different from another video I probably would do, which would be just the cheapest countries in the world in general, or maybe the poorest. I would do the poorest and the richest. I don't know. I have so many different ideas on how to expand this. Let me know in the comment section what you want to explore and what you want me to cover. But this list is very interesting. A lot of countries on here I didn't even expect. I didn't even know what to expect, but it was a really good selection. And of course, they were thinking in mind of tourist and exploration. So that is very good. So remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell because I post 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. Come over because we're going to continue this and talk more about different things. So I'll see you there then. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.